Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Another day, another delivery. I've got a box in front of me here with something else to show you. Very fortunately, I haven't opened it yet because I just started this video. And then my wife came downstairs with the phone. It was Roman from the gun shop. He's got another couple of guns for me to repair, which is pretty good news, including something he said that he's got a Chinese pistol that's recoilless. I don't know what that is, but I'm going down this afternoon to find out, which is very exciting. But anyway, I digress. I have a box. Let's open the box and find out what's in here. Now, I do know what's inside this one because I know where it's come from and I ordered it. And it is, to me, very exciting. As you know, now, this is the thing. If you watch my videos, I'm repetitive. But some people will Google one particular thing, come in, and they'll only ever watch that one video. So when I say this is my continuing quest for a gun to use after my surgery, it's not because I'm trying to reinforce in your mind I'm having surgery. It's that a certain percentage of people watching this video have missed out on all the other brilliant stuff on my channel, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to me. So yes, that's why I'm saying that. But you will have seen, because it went out in my timeline last night, my video on the Crosman 2240 XL went live and it's been popular. It is the most popular in its first 18 hours. It's had more views than anything I've put out for about the last month. So I think I've struck a nerve with the Crosman 2240, which is good news because I've got another one. Now, there's a load of other stuff in there as well, but that's secret for now. That's that's for me to know and you to find out. What could possibly go with Crosman CO2 pistols? What do you think I might be planning next? Leave a comment down below if you think you know, or even if you don't think you know, what you think it should be, because you might know something I don't know. That happens a lot. We have here in front of me a Crosman 2240. Now, my 2240 XL video and posts I've made on forums have confused a lot of people because they don't actually realise in the UK that the 2240 XL exists. They think I'm talking about this. And when I say I paid 200 quid for it, I only paid £90 for mine. You've got one of these, which is a fantastic gun. And this is the thing. This is where it all started. This is my cheap air pistol fix. I love a cheap air pistol, particularly if you saw the giveaway video we did before Christmas where we had that, I think it was £19, £17 or something for a brand new spring powered air pistol, and it was a hoot. If you didn't see that video, scroll back through the videos I've done, find it, it's worth watching. But this isn't a £17 air pistol. This is considerably more than £17. In the UK, I did some checking last night. I found it for various prices between £95 and £110. Over here on the continent, they're between £100 and £110. So realistically speaking, from my point of view, sat here today in Europe land, this is half the price of what I can get a 2240 XL for. If you are in America, these are, and again I've checked, these are around about $75, and the 2240 XL is around $120. So it's only $45 more. You are lucky. You really are lucky. But I've got this one because this is really, this is the quintessential ultimate cheap air pistol. And I'm going to say cheap because we live in a world where everything is going up in price at an alarming rate with some things, other things less so. So £100 for a good quality air pistol now isn't bad. So what have we got? We've got a cardboard box. I mentioned in the other video, it's cardboard instead of plastic. I prefer cardboard. I've got a lot of writing on the back here. And it's all in French. Okay, So, la puissance de l'air comprimé jusqu'à 140 mètres par seconde. That equates to, the power of this air pistol is up to 140 meters a second, which in English is 460, a blazing 400, I've got the subtitles, it's a blazing 460 feet a second. I'm going to test that. I am going to test that today. We are going to run it over the chrono just there. Other details aside, there's lots of things, and it's terribly exciting. But I'm just going to open it up and have a look. And here we are. Here we are. No fripperies, no fancy stuff. I mean, we've got an instruction book, you know. It probably say don't point it at your head and stuff like that, which obviously you shouldn't. All guns should be treated if loaded. Never dick around with guns. That's the official thing. Right. So we've got instructions, quite comprehensive on how to use it, what to do, how to put things in. I like the packaging, whoever designed that. I like it. It's colourful, it's bright, it's cardboard. When I throw it away, it will be recycled. That is important. Now then, here we have it. This is the Groover. It's... I've had so many of these. I've had I think I said in the last video, the last one of these that I bought new, I paid £80 for. That was when I was living in Falmouth, so that would have been before 2018. So over 7 years ago, I paid £80 for one of these. £100 now isn't a bad price. I honestly think for £100, you're not gonna, you shouldn't complain at that. Now, there are other pistols that compare, and yes, I'm going to be getting one, and I will be doing the comparison. A lot of people saying, oh, you should see the CP2. Now, I've been doing what I do with air rifles for a long time now, 11 years now. I actually got hold of when the CP2, or was it the CP1 then? Anyway, the Chinese version of this effectively first came out. I got one in 177 and 22 before they were available. I got a couple of demonstrator ones, and they are very, very good. And I will be comparing it to this as I did then. A lot of people don't remember, or didn't. We were a very small company at the time, but we used to make parts for the CP1, tune-up parts for them, and I may do again. I may do for this. I don't know. Depends how much time I have. But this, I don't know. It's a Crosman. This is to me, it's a Crosman. So what do we get? We've got an air pistol. Okay, it's got open sights on it, which are adjustable after a fashion. They're not micrometer ones, but realistically, once you've set it, as long as you don't knock it, it shouldn't be an issue. It's nice to see this one doesn't have the white writing down the side of it as the 2240 XL did, although there are warnings on here not to eat it, etc. Now this is in 2.2. All the 2240s are in 2.2. You can get a 2300T and a 2300S, which are in 177 and are more target orientated. They have a adjustable trigger, although I've heard varying things about that adjustable trigger. They have a 177 Lothar Walther barrel, I believe. The 2300T has a shorty metal steel breech on it, and the 2300S has a full length or longer steel breech on it, and they are respectively in the States $218 and $320 to $350. So they are considerably more than this, which is why I guess people buy this and then just spend hundreds of pounds doing them up. We all do it. We've all done it. Let's first of all, for safety's sake, open up the CO2 canister to show it is empty and completely safe. Now I can cock it and, taking the safety catch off, fire it. Now here's a thing, if you watched the 2240 XL video, This doesn't cock anywhere near as badly as that one did out of the box. When I first took that, that was kind of catching as I was cocking it. It wasn't pleasant. The trigger's about the same, but it would be. It's the same trigger unit. You will get variances from gun to gun, but it is the same trigger unit. The breech on this is plastic, which means we cannot remove that ugly there. Although, that's a plastic ugly, and I've still got my alloy ugly left over from the 2240 XL. So I may change that one for that one if they are compatible. I can't see why they wouldn't be, but we'll check that in a little bit. So the sights are adjustable. It's a 2.2, and what else it's got? I mean, it's the things it's got going for it. Okay, you got your crossbolt safety catch there. It's a very simple, very effective safety. I've had that style of safety on many of my guns in the past, firearms and air guns. It's easy to operate, it's easy to find, and it works. So I like that. We've got quite nice plastic grips. I mean, they fit. I've got little girly hands, but it fits me really well. That's what I struggled with the CP1, was that it was quite a chunky grip, and it was too big really for my little girly hands. So there's that. The breech is plastic, which is my least favourite thing about this gun, is the plastic grip. So there's not a lot we can really do with that. If you want to change that, I'm not even sure where you get those from now, but anyway, that aside, I am going to take this apart because, as I say, people will be watching this who didn't watch the last one, so they will need to know how to take their Crosman 2240 apart, and I recommend you do, because you can always make a gun better. The first thing we need to do is remove the grips. Okay, so one screw. Oh, do you know what I've done again? I've forgotten to bring my little magnetic tray to put me screws into. Do you, Wally? I can't believe I've done that. And I specifically, somebody on the forum last night said, you drive me mad not having something to put the screws into. And I said, well, I have. I just keep forgetting. Bring it down. I've done it again. I'm so sorry. I'm just thinking, is it? No, it's upstairs. It's up there. Never mind. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Carry on. Nobody's noticed. Nobody's noticed at all. Right. So we take off the grips. There, thusly, like so. Exposing that part. Then we need to take off. Oh, crikey. Okay. That's different. On the 2240 XL, it was a... What's the word I'm looking for here? Get that off of there. Pop that there. It was a crosshead. This isn't. It's a slotted. So that's kind of thrown me, because I've got some tools ready next to me, thinking, well, I know what I needed for the last one. This one's different. I do have the tools there to the side. It's just they're not the ones that I would have had I been prepared. Where's my glasses? I should start off wearing my glasses. A square drive? A square drive. Now, I've got square drives in my little... This is a cheap thing I got off Amazon. It's actually listed as a mobile phone repair kit. It was only cheap, and I find it fantastically useful. I do slot car racing as well, and they're teeny tiny little screws everywhere, and this has always got it. And it's got square drives in there, and I always thought, what the bloody, who would put a square drive on something? Now I know. Crosman will. Square drive. Glad I had my reading glasses to hand though. That would have me befuddled for a long time. Short screw is at the back. Now I'm pushing down on the frame there, on the grip, to make sure it doesn't pop up. And you will know why. Long screw at the front. You will know why if you watched the other video. Well, I took the 2240 XL apart. We have... There's only one ping socket in this, but it is in this section here. Take it off gently. We have a tiny, tiny, tiny spring there that goes in that hole, and underneath that spring is a tiny, tiny, tiny ball bearing that goes click, click, click with the safety catch. If you just pull that off, the spring falls out and the ball bearing rolls away underneath, something never to be seen again. be aware of that. Put him down safely there. What do we have now? Well, we have the slotted screw going down through the top. We also have a line on the plastic breech there and several lines on the rear sight. So I'm thinking, I mean, it's been a while since I've had a 2240. It's been even longer since I've had a standard one. So that, right, so when you loosen that screw, that's your side-to-side windage adjustment. The elevation adjustment is that screw there, and that metal part goes up and down. It's crude, but it works. I will be... Ba-doing. We have a ba-doing. Look at that, that's disappointing. The hammer spring's bent. Never mind, never mind. And kinked, it's actually kinked. One of the coils has collapsed. So I'm going to need to find another one of those at some point. And my cover there. So what was I saying? I'm going to be using this for the friendly 6-yard AGF 6-yard pistol competition. So we will see how this fares against the 2240 XL in that, and I will do a video of shooting them in both as well, because I'll be interested in it. So if I'm interested in it, usually other people are. Let's get my grippy yoga mat. Grippy yoga mat's not doing it today. Grippy yoga mat. And it was at about that point when I realised that you don't actually have to take the bolt handle off on this one, because it isn't a long probe. You can actually get to the little grub screw thing underneath without having to take that off. And at that same point, when I went off to look for an Allen key, I got distracted and went to the gun shop. So this is actually several hours later, so I'm kind of, everything's still in the same place. I literally walked away. I got to the end there 10 seconds later, like a goldfish. I'd forgotten what I was doing, got in the car and went to the gun shop. It was a good trip to the gun shop. Sneak preview. You're going to want to see that. Anyway, where was I? Was I taking it apart or putting it back together? Taking it apart. So, glasses are now in my... I've also magically changed my fleece. The other one's in the car. Let's get this. Oh, another sneaky preview. Look at that. Ooh. Don't know what that is yet. I'll have a look in a minute. What am I doing? So I'm going to take off the barrel from the tube so I can get the hammer out, and so I can basically, I'm going to, same as with the other one, I'm going to clean the hammer to make it move more freely if it needs it. This one doesn't feel anywhere near as bad as the more expensive 2240 XL. So there's that bit. I still didn't bring down the magnetic tray. What's them things with an attention span of... oh, look, a squirrel. There we are. Let's undo this bit of awfulness at the front. As I think I've said, I can't live without the awfulness on this particular gun, because it only has a short breech, plastic breech there, like that. So there is no way in a creation of crochet that will ever hold that in place without this band on it. But take that off. That one looks, don't know if you can see that, there's a big seam down it. This one hasn't got a big seam down it, so although they're both awful, that one looks less awful. So I'm going to put the less awful one onto this. So there we are, the transfer port has dropped out there. Put him safely over there as well. That part there, take out this pin from the hammer, and then the hammer drops out. It looks the same, although it's silver instead of black, and it isn't coated with oil. It's dry. Because it's dry, I am going to put a small amount of bum slide on it. Other makes are available. They'll do the job equally as well. I'm not doing this to try and flog you a pot of bum slide. I'm doing this because we all like shooting, and I think we all like shooting videos. And somebody may be thinking, oh, I want a cheap air pistol. Which one should I get? And they'll have a ferret around on YouTube's. They might happen across this video and they might think, oh, I like the look of one of those. So I like to give people a honest appraisal. Another advantage is I don't sell these. I've got no dog in this fight. If you buy one, you don't buy one. Don't matter to me. I don't get paid by anybody to say this. Who would? Right, so that's moving smoothly. A little bit of bum slide on there. That's moving smoothly, like with the other one. I'm not going to take the valve out. You don't need to take the valve out of that. The valve is fine. If you want to make changes to the power, you are better off changing the length of your barrel. Again, the barrel's okay. It is what it is, usually. So I'm going to put my new, less awful piece of awfulness on there. And the plastic breech lets these down, but they're cheap, you know. This is the thing. If you bought one of these, buy one of these, the first thing you want to do is change that plastic breech for a steel one. That's where the 2240 XL really comes into its own, because it already has that. And that's it, really. You know, that's the main, for me, advantage of it. You've got a dovetail immediately, and you've got whatever it was I was talking about. Hang on, I'm distracted. Why is that not working? You've got your dovetail immediately, and you've also got a thread adapter to put a moderator onto it. So that goes there like that, like that, like that, like that. Are you long side up or short side up? Short side up. Let's see if the long side fits into the seal around the valve outlet there. No, it doesn't, so that must be the short one, which is a smaller diameter. There, like that. Present this one to it. Make sure the barrel is lined up with the transfer port, is lined up with everything else. There. It is tricky trying to line everything up all at the same time. That's forward. That wants to go in behind the... It's what happens when you get distracted halfway through a job. Everything goes to pot. Transfer port, you stay there. Barrel, you come here. Onto there, like that. Vexes me. Why do you vex me so? That bit on like that. That bit on. Like that. Like that. Like that as well. And others. Are you on? Are you in? Is it secret? Is it safe? I think that's in position. I do. Nice and wobbly there. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. Let's see if that's going to screw into position. Have I found the hole? Is the train in Paddington yet? No, it's in Colchester. Ouch! Harry Enfield, I think that was. Far show, one or the other. That's it. That's on. So now, our improved awfulness. We have marks where it was before, so we're just going to bring it to the same place like that, tighten it up like that. It's not great, but it's not awful really. I mean, it looks better in my opinion with the longer steel breech and without that part on the front, but it's a matter of taste. It is a matter of taste. And next I want to get my... I've had a riffle through the springs over there. I don't actually have one the correct size for this, which is a shame. It's bloody awful. You know that's new. I took it straight out of the packet and showed you. That is poor. But I am going to put that part of it to the front, because then it's within the hammer. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it towards the rear, because the recess is deeper in the rear than it is at the front, so it will get more support, leading to less future fatigue of the spring, having it there. That goes into position, and then we can put our rear sight and slotted screw through there. Now, are you in the correct position? Like that. Favourite screwdriver? Yes, well, it's going to be one of those afternoons, isn't it? I think we can safely say that. Oh, that's interesting. Just noticed, I did know, but I had forgotten. You've got a choice of a V-notch or a hole for your rear sight. So if you want to use it like a peep sight, it is possible. Why are you not working? What is your major malfunction, Private Pile? Maybe it's that side. Maybe this one is sided. It wasn't on the 2240 XL. Maybe on this one it is, and it is. There we go. So that is into position. The sights aren't zeroed, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Next I want to put the grip on, and we are remembering that we have the small spring with the ball bearing. You can tell I've lost those before. That's why even after a gap of several hours in between parts of the video, I've remembered that. What I'm going to do, same as with the other ones, I'm going to take out this quite stiff spring that's in the trigger, and I went over there and got another one of these Vigi springs that I'm putting in my 2240 XL. Pop that up into, locate in there, are you there? Without tipping the gun up, onto its locator underneath, and now we have made that lighter. And then we present it all up and get our screws for the grip onto the frame. And it was the shorter one to the rear, wasn't it? Yes, Paul. It was, actually. It was a shorter one, but also it was that weird square thing, wasn't it? That's right. Who throws a shoe? Who uses a square on a screw? Well, Crosman, obviously. Maybe other people as well. If you know other people that use a square instead of an Allen key or a slotted or crosshead screw for reasons best known to themselves, please leave a comment down below. Pourquoi? Front one of these in as well. It doesn't, yeah, it started. There we go. It didn't want to go. Now it is going. There we are. That is in position. That is in position. We've got our new spring in place. Let's put the plaque back on. Hand grips, that is. Plaquette in French. Grips in English. In Swahili. Probably. I don't know. I know some Swahili, not grips. In fact, that particular language isn't Swahili anyway. The clicks and the ticks and things, that's a regional dialect of one of the eastern tribes. I can't remember which one of the... If you are one of those eastern tribes and you're called, leave a comment below. Oh, there we are. He's rebuilt. Let's see. That works. Nice light trigger now. That's easier to cock than the 2240. I don't know why. I will investigate that. Maybe the hammer spring is weaker in this one than it is in the 2240, and that would explain it. Now it is time to do a quick test of the power. This will be the grand finale, so I need you all to do a drum roll, please. Let's get my chronograph, my pellet speedometer, and it is set at 14.5 grains, which is a Superdome. A Superdome. They are Superdome. Let's see. In my pocket, staying nice and warm because it's bloody freezing down here, so I put this in my pocket. The gun is cold, the capsule is warm, approximately 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Is it Fahrenheit? No, it can't be, can it? It's got to be centigrade. 39 degrees centigrade. Body temperature. It's been in my pocket. Let's do this up. Now, the way to do this, I'm going to put my glasses on first, okay, because we're on the YouTube, so we've got to be shown to be safe. The way we do this is we tighten this down, but you don't have to yank it down. You just do it finger tight like that, and then you cock it, and then just dry fire it. And that bursts the little bit on the front there, pierces it, and charges the system. So when I fire this one again now, whoa, big cloud of CO2 going up in the air. That's awesome. We are going to pop him overneath. Neath? Isn't that in Wales? Is that in Wales? We're gonna, not underneath, underneath or over the chrono, one or the other. Just gonna pop one of these over there and see what we're coming out at. Well, we are showing 3.76 foot-pounds, 341 feet per second. Now, that is extraordinary because it's low. And I'm thinking it could be that hammer spring. I said, that's very easy to cock. It could be that hammer spring. Let me just try that again. Okay, that one's gone up. We're up to 378 now, 4.6 foot-pounds. Maybe we're just charging the system because I hadn't really given it much of a chance. Yeah. Okay, so it's up over 4 foot-pounds now, but about 4.2 to 4.5 foot-pounds, which I suppose, considering the gun is very cold, it's about 10 degrees down here, so that's not going to compensate much for that. And we do have a weaker hammer spring. But the power doesn't matter so much because that's the easiest thing on these to change. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications. Keep an eye out for videos coming up in the future. We're going to be doing more stuff with the 2240, the 2240 XL, and we're going to be getting some of the competition to these guns. And we're going to start shooting them and seeing what they're actually like. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me and waiting while I went down the gun shop. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.